welcome back. Today we are going to be seed starting our first round of Snapdragons, and I'm super excited. These are going to be groups 1 and 2. Mostly they're group 2s, I believe. It's like Chantilly and another one. I'll have to look at it and I will show you pictures. And I have 3 trays I'm hoping to fill up. If I need another one, we can go ahead and do so. So I'm hoping we can get these going. I was going to wait until tomorrow, but I just have the time right now, and we always have a busy weekend. If you're new here, hi, my name is Kristy. I am located in Western Massachusetts, Zone 6A, and I do a lot of my seed starting during nap time. So my little one is sleeping right now. He's actually moving around, and I haven't put a single seed in these trays. So fingers crossed he stays down because I was super busy this morning. I actually gave a workshop today at my local library on winter sowing. It was super fun. We had a good turnout. I was teaching some local gardening lovers how to start some seeds with the winter sowing milk jugs, and we had a blast. And we were doing perennials and talking about cold stratification and just basically nerding out on flowers. But it was great. So today is all about the Snapdragons, and this is going to be my first round of hopefully 3. I'm trying to do 3 different successions, so then hopefully I can stagger them and have them throughout the year. I am trying a lot of different varieties this year in hopes that I can narrow it down next year to just ones that work best for my climate and in my zone. And then that way we can go on from there. I just kind of picked all the pretty things from Johnny's, so I'm super excited to get these started. So we actually started some Snapdragons this past summer, and then we fall planted them using the Cool Hardy method from Lisa Mason Zegler. And I was super excited. They were doing pretty darn good, even though I was not doing the best keeping up with the tunnels and the frost cloth. However, the bunny did come and snack on all of them. So I won't have that one big, beautiful stem. I'm hoping they will bounce back, and basically the bunny just did some pinching for me, and we'll get all the side shoots, so we'll see. So I have 3 trays right here. They're the 128 count, and I'm hoping that I can just do a little bit of overseeding and make up for any that might not last over in the beds that I planted this past summer. And if I need to, I'll just plant some there. And then I do have a 50-foot bed where I do plan on putting all of my Snapdragons because they can do sun to part sun. So we'll see how that works. So today we are growing 6 different varieties from Johnny's. I have mostly, actually, they're all group 2. So we have Chantilly Cream Yellow, Chantilly Light Pink. We have the Avignon Light Rose. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I also have it in the deep rose as well. I have Chantilly White and Chantilly Light Salmon. So I was looking at the germination rates, and they range from anywhere from 80 to 91%. So my thought process is I have my 128s ready to go. The soil's already in. I made sure that it was pre-moistened. I rang it out. Only a few water droplets came out. I am doing potting soil this time around. I'm not using seed starting mix just because I have so much. And my Lysianthus actually did pretty darn good in it. I think I have almost all of the cells germinated except for like a handful. So I'm going to put 2 to 3 seeds per cell. And a lot of them, the germination rate from Johnny's is anywhere from 80 to like 91%, something random like that. So I'm hoping I can overseed these so that way, even if all 3 of them come up, I will still be totally fine. I plan on putting like 2 plugs per like 6-inch square of the netting that I have. And I'm thinking that will be fine. I follow a couple of other flower farmers, and they kind of jam-packed their netting in the little 6-inch squares. They put like 2 or 3 plugs that they got from Farmer Bailey's, and they even had 2 or 3 plants per cell. So I think we'll be okay, especially because I do have a 50-foot section, and I do have some other rows that I can always just carry on over if I have to. So we're going to jam pack them in and see how much we can get into these trays. If I need a 4th one, I will go ahead and do so, but I think we should be good. Some of these, I do have 250 seeds. I'm really hoping that I can save them and not start all of them today and save some for next year, or at least for the fall, especially for these group 1. They are going to take anywhere from 7 to 14 days to germinate. I think I've had them before more towards that 7-day mark with the humidity domes on. So I'm going to keep it anywhere from like 70 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit. I usually don't max out more than 72 because with the lights still on, these do actually require light to germinate. So we will be surface sowing them. I will put vermiculite on to help with the moisture control. And then we'll keep it at 72 degrees or so, because with the lights being on, it actually will be a little bit warmer with the soil temp. And I do have a probe I will be putting in. I have a 4-foot heat mat. It usually holds 4 of these trays. With 3, we should be good. And I do have another 4-foot one for later on if they take a little bit more than the 7 days and we have a lot going on. So I'm going to surface sow these. You want to start these anywhere from 8 to 10 weeks before your planting out date. And I do plan on planting them out, like I said, around like 6 weeks before my average last frost date. So it's like all this math, but the timing is right. We are going to get these started, and I am super excited to use these in my cut flowers, especially because they have a 7 to 10 day vase life. I remember at my farm share, I would pick these in the middle of the summer, and they lasted sometimes like 2 weeks. They were gorgeous. So I'm really hoping to get like all the different groups, so that way we have just continuous blooms from the Snapdragons, and oh, I'm so excited. So let's get to it. All right, so we are starting off with Chantilly Light Pink. I have 250 of the Chantilly varieties. I'm hoping that I can get, you know, half of the tray done with one variety, half the tray with the other one. If not, we'll make it work. I like to not use the toothpick method. What I will do instead is, since everything comes in this little baggie, I will just make a crease down the middle and lightly tap them in. If I get more than 2 or 3, it's not going to be the end of the world. I don't mind. A couple of other flower farmers that I follow, you know, they'll oversee them as well. And they actually get some of their plugs from Farmer Bailey's. And they say that there's 2 or 3 plants per cell as well. So if they do it, then heck with it, we can as well. So I am going to see if I can do this. I try my best to tamp everything down, but not like super densely, so that at least they can still germinate well. I'm hoping they do well in the potting soil. So if that keeps up, then I'll keep using potting mix instead of transferring everything into potting mix and spending more money on seed starting mix. So let's see how this goes, and I'll catch up with you in a minute. Have this one tray ready to go. So, and before I put it off to the side, I'm going to add my vermiculite, and then we are going to water them in, and then I'll do the other 2 as well. And I am most certain that some of them even got a few more, but again, I can always prick them off if I wanted to, and then just pot them into their own tray. We are really working against the clock. My son already has woken up, and we try getting him back down, so I'm hoping he will stay down, because you know what, seed starting at nap time, it can be super tricky. I am lucky that my husband's usually able to go in there and try and get him back down, but we need to make sure that he gets his nap in and mom gets her seeds ready to go. If not, he'll be up here, I'm sure, helping me in no time, because I do love to help me winter sow and especially use the spray bottle. All right. So again, we have our vermiculite, which is good to go. I have my spray pump, again, best thing ever. So thank you so much to whoever gave me that suggestion. And then we are going to spray these in. And I check in on them every single day. Sometimes I give them another good mist in the morning. I always give them a good mist in the afternoon as well. I try and just keep a good eye on them, because sometimes at night I am very busy, so I don't get to them right away. But I just want to make sure that they have the best success in germinating as possible. All right, so I think that is good to go. So we have 1 tray down and 2 more to go. I hope you don't mind if I just give you different angles and do a nice little time lapse so you're not stuck watching me all day. But I can watch people seed start because I just love it myself. But we have this done, and I will show you what it looks like on the heat mat, and maybe I'll show you what the Lysianthus look like afterwards. So 2 more to go. I'll see you soon. going in 2 trays because I made a little oopsie-daisy and I dropped a whole seed packet on the ground and I have a rug, so it is going to be impossible. But so yay. But I did luck out because I thought my Chantilly white had 250 seeds, but I had 50, so it's not like I lost a lot. But yeah, it just slipped out of my hands, but no worries. You shouldn't cry over spilt milk because I have so many Snapdragons, so it's totally fine. So it actually worked out. I was able to do everything into 2 trays. So I will save this one. Maybe I will start something else instead since I have it already. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm sure I can just sneak another Snapdragon on. But we are going to get our vermiculite on, water them in, and call it a day for today. So my plan is tomorrow, if the weather cooperates, we have power. Like I said, it's freezing cold here. I really want to wake up some of my dahlia tubers. I have never taken cuttings before. Like I said, this is going to be a big year on a lot of firsts. So I will be hopefully waking some of them up. The ones I only purchased 1 tuber from, especially anything I want to go through and look if they were a little bit on like the smaller end and kind of skinny and they looked like a little bit shriveled up. I plan on taking those out of storage. I actually took everything out of my unheated garage because it is in the negatives today. Like I said, it was -16, which like that is abnormal for us too. It's just super windy with this big storm that's coming. So I brought them into my garage. So I brought them into my basement where it's 55, so it's a little bit warmer than they're used to. But I'm hoping I can move them back out there come Sunday night, maybe Monday. I think the cold temps are going to be all done with probably by tomorrow afternoon, even though we're getting snow. So I'm hoping to wake some of those up if the weather cooperates. So I'm just gonna water these in. And then hopefully we can get some cuttings. And then we have some more seed starting happening. I'm hoping to do a video with just a quick little reminder of everything that I am starting in the month of February. It'll be 2 more rounds of Snapdragons. Usually I like to start my tomatoes on Valentine's Day and peppers as well. We'll just be doing peppers Valentine's Day weekend because I'm going to wait and plant them out a little bit later after this past year. It was just still so cold. So I'm gonna wait more towards Memorial Day weekend. So I'm gonna push things back, and my indeterminate tomatoes like skyrocketed and it was insane trying to harden them off. So I'll probably start my determinate tomatoes maybe end of February, and then we have a bunch of other flowers, so we'll go over that. And yeah, we're gonna get these on the heat mat right now and get the humidity domes on, and then I'll show you where they are. So I have my seed starting set up. It is actually 4 racks. We have our Lysianthus on this rack right here. They are doing pretty darn well. And then I have my Snapdragons. Now, this one right here is my extra white and orange that I fall planted. Unfortunately, I don't know what group it is, so I just chucked them in there just as a precaution, have some extra. So I do have the humidity dome. It is set at 72 degrees, and behind it are my coneflower, which are just starting to sprout after a week. So we're gonna leave them here. Okay, and now we are all set with our Snapdragons. I actually did find some extra Snapdragons that I fall planted. So I'm gonna use that on this tray over here. I believe they're orange and white. So we're just gonna throw those in there and hope for the best. And then they can just take the place in case of my other ones were eaten by the bunny and don't decide to come back. So Snapdragons are done. I am super excited to be growing all of the things. Again, I know I'm trying a lot. I know I'm overseeding. I'm not doing like your typical, you know, making sure that every seed is properly done, but I am just trying to figure out what works best, what I like best for my bouquets. This year is all about a lot of first trial and error. I'm really hoping that this year and next year I can start fine-tuning things so that way in about 2 years from now, I'll have a better sense of what will work for my business and my climate, what bouquets, and getting all of that down and getting more recipes done once I figure out what I like to grow and how I can get that seed starting timeline and planting time down. So this year is all about like a lot of tests and seeing what works out. If you want to stay tuned and see what I'm up to next, and hopefully this weather will cooperate and I will get another video out and show you which dahlias I plan on waking up, go ahead and click like and subscribe and hit that bell button, and I'll see y'all next time. Happy gardening. Bye.